Corking is all about repetition. To me, it's no different than playing an instrument. Really, unless you're working in a boatyard where you're around it constantly, it's not a super easy skill to learn because you just don't have the opportunities. I learned how to cork here in Port Townsend. There's just a ton of people that are quite a bit older than I am now that kind of just taught me snippets of things along the way. So I took a combination of everybody's knowledge and kind of figured out the things that I felt were really crucial and the things that I thought maybe weren't as much. In between each plank on a boat, you end up putting in material that fills the gap between the two planks. The two materials you put in are cotton and oakum. When you harden up cotton and oakum in between the planks, it produces kind of a uniform, almost monohull structure. And the reason you use cotton first and then oakum second is because the cotton fiber will compress down into a tighter little rope in the seam than the oakum will. The oakum is a much coarser fiber. Mostly it comes in big rounds. So we go through a process called spinning oakum, which is stretching the fibers and rolling it into just a very loose kind of almost dreadlock that you then leave in a bucket. The more consistency you can get in the materials you use, the higher quality job you're going to have in the end, which translates to the material stays in the boat longer and costs people less money over time. I've had a series of corking mallets. The first one I made myself because they're incredibly difficult to find online and they're also very expensive. I think the best quality mallets you can find are called Drews. Most of these really good Drews that I've seen are probably at least 100 years old, probably made around 1900 or a little after. From what I understand, the irons that are Drews were made in a series of 3 different runs. And I don't know the exact years, but again, I find that the older irons, they have a better pattern, they have a better feel in your hand, and for whatever reason, it's higher quality steel. People, I guess, just knew how to manufacture really good irons back then. Port Townsend is such a hub of boat work, and specifically wooden boat work, that it's important to keep that going and continue on with traditions and heritage of what has been done for generations, bringing in new talent, younger folks, people who are genuinely interested in continuing on this trade. In my mind, the worst thing that can happen is these 100-year-old boats die because the skill sets are no longer there.